Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of Battle Bites in World of Tanks. And today we have a standard battle on Dragon Ridge. And I am in the T30. This is an American Tier 9 tank destroyer. And it's a difficult tank for me to describe because on one hand, it's not my style of tank to play. It's a little bit frustrating for me because it's really slow. And it has a very slow firing gun. The top gun on this tank is huge. I think it's 150 or 155 millimeter. I mean, it is a big gun, 750 average alpha damage. So when it hits, it packs a punch. But the reload on this thing is just killer. Now, I am nowhere near fully kitted out in this tank in terms of crew skills and all that other kind of stuff. But I have some good crew skills and some equipment on the tank. I'm not running it naked. And so even with that, the reload is something like 15 seconds. Maybe it's 17, maybe it's 14, depending on how good your equipment is and how much you dedicate to this tank in terms of resources. But it's slow moving and it's slow firing. And the worst part of it is the turret traverse on this tank is glacial. So anytime you get in close to an enemy that's got any kind of mobility, you're gonna struggle because it is really easy to run rings around this tank. At least that's been my experience. Maybe there's some secret that somebody else has out there, but if I'm in this tank and something quick, a light, a medium, gets in close and they start to run circles around me, I cannot come close to keeping up with them with the turret traverse. They can just do whatever they want in terms of circle of death on this tank. So I like to be the tank doing the circling. I like to run in and be mobile and strike and react, and that's not this tank. So it is nice to have a tank that's outside my normal play style, right? It's not a back chat. It's not a Barask, right? It is very, very different. It is slow. It is purposeful. But when it shows up, you have to respect it. In terms of armor, the turret is really good. It's not impervious, but it's a strong turret for a tier 9 tank. You can reliably bounce shells off of it, especially if you're looking in the direction of your target. The hull, on the other hand, is nothing to write home about and can be pretty easily penned from most tanks that are tier 9 or tier 10, especially if you're aiming at the lower plate, you're not going to have any trouble with it. Okay, so that's this tank in a nutshell. I am working my way through it. It's okay. It's a switch up in play style, but not something that fits my normal style of play, so I constantly have to struggle against that. So anyway, we finally made our way up into position here on Dragon Ridge. Our first shot went into some debris. Our second shot, this is at a VK, is at a 101. It's one of the big, heavily armored German heavy tanks. And that second shot, even though it was almost a flat side, there was a little bit of angle there. But we only do critical damage to that tank. So a little bit disappointing. But then we get a second opportunity, and I was aiming for the lower plate. And again, we're only doing critical damage. So those first two shots, I was using standard AP armor, standard AP ammunition, and it's pretty good. Again, 750 alpha, the penetration is pretty good, but then we get a chance to fire at an Aguila or an Aquila, and there you can see the impact of the gun, right? If you're firing at something that's not a beast in terms of armor, you're not gonna have too much trouble going through it. It's only those really, really heavily armored tanks. So we're back into position, and now we have the side. I think that's the same VK from earlier. His turret was now looking to the side, and then we have no trouble going through with another shot. And you can see two successful shots, and one of them was a kill shot, so we only got half damage for that one. And we're up to 1,143 damage, and we've got our first kill of the game on that other tank. So this is a pretty good position that we can work here. We can mostly protect the hull, except there I got a little bit out of position. I got too far forward, and I was waiting for a good shot. The armor on that tank is just really, really good, and we got punished. And then a second punish from the Atomic, and that's a tank I'm not very familiar with at all. I don't know if that's a mercenary tank or where that comes from, but that one put a little shot into us after the big hit from the VK. So we're on very low hit points, but thankfully the Atomic comes back out to make a run, and we were able to lead that with just enough. I think we switched over to premium ammo, I think, before that shot. And the travel time, the velocity on these premium ammunition rounds is very good, so you don't have to leave your target as much. It's a little bit slower on the standard round. So long distance, long range, which you should be with this tank, you do need to give a little bit more lead. All right, so we see a movement here. It's a break from, is that an M46 American medium tank, I believe, not 100% sure at that long range, but he was running away from us, and again, because we had the premium ammunition already loaded, the accuracy is very reliable. We can just give a little bit of lead, and we put another shot in. Unfortunately, 750 alpha damage, and we cashed in about, I don't know, 50 or 100 of it maybe, but we secured another kill. So that's 3 kills, not a ton of damage, but 3 nice kills that we secured up in that top position. And now we switch over to the opposite flank here. I feel like these guys were pushing up the far side, and we are just in time to put in our 4th kill. Again, cashing in very little of the potential damage for the shell, but I'll take a kill anytime it's removing a gun from the enemy team. Now, at the same time, after that first shot went in, I wanted to pull back quickly, because even though we're up high, we're on a ridge, our turret should be the only thing they can see. It's not 100%, and our hit points are so low that we really don't want to take a stray shot here and throw any more of those hit points away. So, 4 kills, things are very tight, 7-6 in terms of tanks remaining. This could be anybody's battle, so I wanted to pull back, and I thought after showing up on the radar there, I would now switch flanks back to the middle and help support here and get a little bit of a flank in, and oh, it looks like I worked this just right. Here we have a Ferdinand, German tank destroyer, no turret on this guy, and I didn't want to rush the shot. I knew he wasn't going to be able to turn around in time. I could have auto-aimed, but I was running. I didn't want to go up over the cliff. Again, a missed shot in this tank will be punished severely because of that 15-second reload. Then he very likely would have gotten his tank around and gotten to take a shot. So we take our time, get the aim, and secure our 5th kill there on the Ferdinand. And hey, now all of a sudden, while I was getting that kill, my team was really doing some work, and we have it all the way down to 5-2. Unfortunately, 1 pullback on the artillery there from the enemy team, and now it is 4-2. So we're in pretty good shape here, but we don't want to throw our tank away. And we can see it's the artillery, and then 1 tank. Is this that same German heavy that we have been messing with all game? He took half at least of my hit points. I think I got 2 critical hits on him and 1 hit into his side of his turret as well. So this has been a battle, and what better opponent for the final showdown, if I am remembering that correctly. I could have that completely wrong, but I do think it is the same guy. So 5 kills, would really love to get 6 and grab a top gun. I think I have 1 or 2 at this point since returning to the game, but at tier 9, right, they are hard to come by, so I will take it. And there, we went down around the dip, changed the angle so we were coming from the left side of the gap instead of the right side, popped up, put a shot in, and we got full credit for that one. Got the opponent there, the German heavy tank, down to very, very few hit points. And while we were doing that, our team was doing some work taking out the artillery. And hey, things are looking really good. Unfortunately, though, the medium tanks on my team have a good run on me. And again, this tank is not fast, although we did hit 40 kilometers per hour coming down a very steep slope. But we're going to try and get ourselves into position here. As you can see, we've got 2 medium tanks going around for the flank. They are likely to get there, but we're going to try anyway, and if they're going to go the long way, I'll go the short way. Hey, what the heck? We've got the game pretty well secured. 26 hit points. I did load a high explosive round. This guy has really good armor. I don't need to penetrate. The high explosive round should be enough if I can splash it on his tank. And oh, he's over this ridge, but can I feather this shot just over the ridge? We get a little bit of the turret poking through. Bang, we pull the trigger, splash that HE shell, and it is enough to secure the 6th kill and the top gun in the T30. And there we go. We can see a 2nd place finish. Very nice. Congratulations to the Carnarvon on our team. Dragons there, putting up almost 3,500 damage in a tier 8 tank. So great game for him. We had a pretty nice game there ourselves. So just shy of 3,000 damage. If we get total combined damage, we're at about 3,000 combined. 2,800 for ourselves, and a little bit of, I don't know, that had to be tracking damage, right? I don't think we were going to be spotting anything in this game. 6 kills, though. 6 kills is great. Again, I think you would expect to get a lot of final kill shots with this gun because it's so heavy, right? Because it does such a high alpha, you can do 500, 600 damage and secure a kill on a tank. Unfortunately, we were securing those kills on 150 health remaining, so way overkill, but we'll take it. Again, every kill matters, and taking out 6 of them on the enemy team, that's a great result in any tank, in any tier, let alone this big, slow gun on a tank that doesn't quite fit my playstyle at tier 9. So thrilled to see that result. We get ourselves a nice collection of medals here. We have Fire for Effect, we got a Bruiser, Demolition Expert, I guess we popped a top at somewhere along the way. It was probably one of those 50 hit point kills that, again, totally didn't mean anything or give us any extra damage, but cool to see anyway. And of course, the big medal for this game is the Top Gun for those 6 kills. Second class mastery badge, that seems about right. I've seen way higher damage games get less than a second class. The 6 kills obviously helps push that XP total and get us closer to those numbers. But again, 6 kills, 3,000 damage, right? Nothing to sneeze at, and still just a second class. So some people must be really rocking and rolling in this tank. Again, I've done way more damage than this with way less kills, and it's been a third class or worse. So trying to still get a handle on what to expect from these games in terms of mastery class based on how I perform, and I am nowhere near unlocking the secret to that formula yet. But we can see here in the detailed stats, second place, 2,872 damage, 115 assistance damage, second place on the team, and that's a 1,381 base XP game. Very, very solid performance. Really happy in that, and I'll take that in the T30 any day of the week. So continuing the grind to the T110E4 from everything I'm hearing, that is one of the meta tanks, the meta tank right now at tier 10, and I've always been very close to it. So looking forward to trying to finish my grind, and hopefully a couple good games still to come in the T30 while we wrap that up. So that's going to finish off this video. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.